Hello everybody. I would like to present to you a project that I have been working with lately. Maybe you already know these roller blinds. They are made by Ikea and they are called Fyrtur. I have a few of these in my apartment and I've been quite satisfied with them, except for a few annoyances, and those made me try to enhance these roller blinds in a few ways. First of all, the original ones, they use a wireless protocol called Zigbee, and I had so much trouble trying to pair the remote with the blinds and then pair the remote with the transmitter and then the gateway. It all was very complicated and I had numerous attempts trying to get it work, and finally I got it to work, but I wasn't really satisfied with the result, because sometimes the roller blinds, they would just go to sleep and they wouldn't wake up immediately when I pressed the button on the remote. So I really wanted to make a custom installation using Wi-Fi and MQTT protocol, which will then talk to the home assistant, which is the home automation system that I currently use. The second annoying thing about this is that I find this a little bit too noisy for my taste, especially when I try to use them in bedroom to try to wake me up during sunrise. Instead of the sunrise waking me up, the motor or the noise in the motor would wake me up instead. So I wanted to make these slower and quieter. The third thing is that I wanted to make these maintenance free, because the original ones, they use battery, which has to be recharged every few months. It doesn't sound a lot, but like I said, I have quite a many of these in my apartment and I really don't want to go and recharge all of them every now and then. So I wanted to make them use a DC adapter, so no worrying about recharging the batteries anymore. Fourth thing, the original ones, they can be used only this configuration where the curtain rod and the roller blind is on the back side, whereas I wanted to have a few of the roller blinds use this configuration where the curtain or roller blind is actually in front side. So here you can see the ugly temporary installation. The module in the battery compartment is ESP32, and that takes care of the Wi-Fi connection and controlling of the motor module, which is over here. I really wanted to use the original motor and the firmware, but I wasn't be able to change the motor speed using the original firmware. So I had to make a custom firmware for the STM based module, which can be programmed with this ST programmer. Okay, here you can see some of the modules. This is the original one that has a Zigbee module installed. On the other side you can see the battery connector, and Here's the custom PCB that I designed. It has currently ESP8266 module there on the backside. I really tried to develop a PCB that could fit ESP32, but unfortunately the space is too tight for that. So 8266 was the only ESP module that I could fit there on the directly onto the PCB. This PCB has also the SI7021 temperature and humidity sensor. The sensor is there at the upper right corner, and since the battery compartment can be used for something else, now there's the USB interface module installed, because this PCB doesn't have one. Here's the STM programmer that can be used to program and debug the mother modules, which are over here. This is the normal UART interface connector, and then here are the single wire debug wires that connect to the programmer. There's another motor module. Unfortunately, this connector is quite fragile, so one of the wires got detached, and I have to find a way to fix it. In addition to the single wire debug wires, there's some other debugging wires connected mainly to the Hall sensors that detect the movement of the motor, but they are not really useful other than for just debugging. Okay, so here's the Home Assistant, and you can see that there are two blinds in the living room, and if I start opening them, it engages the motor, but as you can maybe hear, it's quite noisy at this full speed. Currently there isn't any UI panel that could be used to control the speed of the blinds, so I'm going to just use MQTT message, and this controls all the Fyrtur ESP32 modules in my home. This could be substituted with the actual node name to control only one of them, but I'm going to send this message to all and set speed to 3 RPMs, and then try to open the blinds again. And as you can see, it's opening very, very slowly, and it doesn't make noise at all. About the DC adapter I'm using, this is some quite cheap one that has selectable voltage. I'm currently using 7.5 volts, but if you're using the custom firmware on the module, then you can use as low as 5 volts DC adapter with it. If you're using
the original firmware, you need at least 6 volts. As I said in the beginning, the current wireless module supports only Wi-Fi and not Zigbee anymore. So these original remotes from Ikea, they don't work anymore. But they do look really nice, and I would like to use them in the future to control the blinds. So I bought this SmartThings hub from Samsung, and it supports Zigbee also. So it could be used to receive messages from these Ikea remotes. Also, one can install something called SmartThings MQTT bridge. So this hub can be integrated to Home Assistant as well. Okay, that was the introduction. If you want more information, please see my GitHub page. And if you are planning to make one of these yourself, I hope to hear from you if there are any problems with this. And thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye bye.